Hello everyone and welcome back to It's Not Easy Being Green Screen. Here we are with the Sega Classic Space Harrier on the Amstrad CPC, of course originally released in the arcades in 1985 and ported to the Amstrad pretty decently. It's got a lot of speed to it, plenty of colour, but an interesting approach in 1986. Off we go straight away, and lovely title screen as well, really lovely colourful title screen. So what they decided to do with this version of the Harrier, Space Harrier should I say, nearly said Harrier attack there, force of habit, is go with wireframes for the enemies and the obstacles. This of course helps to speed the game along, otherwise it would chug a little bit if you shoved all those colourful blocky sprites and background graphics and foreground objects into it all. But I think the wireframe approach, the sort of slight vector style graphic with obviously drawn backgrounds, and it helps the speed. It really does. It really moves quick. It responds well. The collision detection is a little bit dodge at the best. Well, not a little bit dodge, quite a lot dodge at the best of times. But it produces a very fast, very pliable, and very colourful version of Space Harrier on the Amstrad. I love the fact that you can move the man himself, the Space Harrier himself, around in the title screen without actually starting the game. I think that's a nice cool little touch. Not many games did that, certainly, but here we go. Let's see what we can do when we remove all this glorious colour. And there's a lot of glorious green going on at the moment, I've just noticed. There's quite a lot of green already on the screen. But we're going to remove all this and see what happens with the single tone of green, of course. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens to the sky and, of course, the foreground. So pause the game and we switch to green. Right, okay. Oh, the enemies come up rather quick. They look alright actually. Bang, straight into that tree. So the ground and the sky are actually not clashing. They're pretty. Yeah, they stand out from each other. The background steams. It doesn't steam. It seems to stand out so well. Level 1. The enemies, yeah, they look exactly the same really because they're in wireframe anyway. I guess some of their lines are being sort of morphed into the ground, and certainly the sky. There we go, onto Giza. Oh my word, that's not as pretty though, is it? The second level is not as pretty. The ground and the sky pretty much look exactly the same. We can see the scroll lines on the ground. The enemies are very clear. It's good to see the enemies are still very clear because very bright colours and dark colours used. So it's lots of dark greens and very bright greens. And the trees, it's pretty obvious. You know what? It's actually pretty playable still in green. I wouldn't have been disappointed with this if I had a green screen monitor and had Space Harrier. It would have been, yeah, very playable indeed. It's still bloody difficult as hell. I suppose the different levels, the different colour schemes will change things depending on obviously the arrangement. The first level was a lot more clearer to look at than the second level, that's for sure. And yes, I'm not very good at it, as you can see, so I only get halfway through the second level, and that's game over. So thank you for watching this edition of It's Not Easy Being Green Screen. That was Space Harrier on the Amstrad CPC in green. And now we close again with the title screen, again in green. See you next time. No bug. Out.